be edging towards an Ornn pick. It's very early. We haven't seen any of the actual picks yet, but it's just feeling like an EG tank top for impact type of game may very well be the case. That LeBlanc is the one, and I think that's the correct. If you're going to go with one mid lane ban against Jojo, it's a LeBlanc. This champ was banned against him like 27 times in a row in LCS, and for good reason. He does pick up the Ahri in trade for it though, so that's your cost.
See what the response is now going to be from Bay, what option PSG want to go to. But frankly, Kobe, I know that sometimes EG get a little bit of flack when they continue to draft towards the things that won for them in playoffs. But honestly, if you can get an Ornn and even a Jinx, I don't think Jinx is great in the context of the meta, but it is great in the hands of Danny. And I think when your cards are down, we heard Emily talk about this, when the pressure is on, go towards what you know. Personally, it just always feels like the best option.
There's extra flavor text on Jinx for if Danny picks it. You just get an extra Baron fight win. So
sure,
that's always nice to have.
There you go, Danny's hidden passive. There you go. It's a pentakill and a Baron steal. That said, Juhan, obviously...
they knew it too! They knew it too! They're listening.
They're listening.
Smart.
They know.
Honestly, though, I do think it's smart. With the Gwen taken away, Gwen is one of the things that you're most kind of scared up there. Impact, though, he's got other counters. The Mordekaiser has been, to me, the most successful look that he's had into it. He also is able to win with the Aatrox, though I really do feel like Aatrox is a bit a remnant of the past as far as he used to be able to bully Ornn more heavily in lane. And nowadays, you see, like, okay, 10 CS. Honestly, Ornn doesn't care about 10 CS at all.
Certainly, yeah.
Ornn will wipe his butt with 10 CS. So.
Wow, okay, there you go. There it is. Completely unconcerned, it would seem.
Yes.
Absolute disrespect to the...
Then he'll forge that into an item for his teammates.
Wow, God. Okay. Well, you certainly paint a picture, don't you, Mr. Hartman Kensler? GP, there you go. So another defensive option on the side, paired with a Nocturne now. So global, semi-global pressure coming out from the side of EG. Curious to see what PSG go for. One of my favorite parts about Gangplank is how impossible he makes it for immobile AD carries to play the game. And immobile AP carries, if that is going to be...
I think both teams actually are going to value mobile carries in this game. Obviously, there's dive on both sides. Whenever you do have Ornn as well, it greatly reduces priority on any sort of AD carry that's even like Jinx that does not have a way to easily avoid Ornn ultimates. And since there's no like wind walls or anything on the EG side, they would have to worry about that. It's more all in here too, followed up. Vex, I love Vex and dive comps. So good for mid lane because it's a very bursty champion with super long range follow up there. So PSG, the setup here so far is more tanky than the EG lineup and has pretty good dive itself. So Gangplank though, I do have confidence in impact on top side. Gangplank will make you pay more money for every extra CS that you're giving up there, so does also afford possible bottom side plays. EG do love to spend globals down towards bottom side to Danny, so Nocturne plus Gangplank possibilities. But speaking of those AD carries, they take the Jinx out anyway.
And they take the Renato away as well, too. And I really like this because already you can see PSG's composition controls space incredibly well. The Ornn, the Vex makes it very hard for anyone to follow up. Yes, Nocturne's going to be unstoppable when he leaps in, but no one else is going to be. So denying any other potential follow-up champions or counter-engaged champions from the side of PSG makes sense. That said, hyper carries clearly what PSG is looking to target.
I completely agree with that. With the Renata ban, I'm thinking EG probably Nautilus angle for them. Regardless of what Danny ends up getting. Okay, Tristana banned out. That's one of the best pairings with it. But with the double AD carry ban here, this does kind of whittle it down back towards Kaisa Ezreal sort of combinations. EG obviously would, to my favor, prefer the Kaisa angle. But it also, if you give up Ezreal, then you've got more ways to get out of Gangplank ultimate there on the PSG side. So those two probably the AD carries. As far as the meta that we're looking at. Xayah still has value whenever you're looking at that dive, though.
Xayah banned, of course, so that does limit the options. They want to take that one away.
Oh,
so Kaisa locked. I like the Kaisa. I like especially taking away from EG.
Finally. We've been wondering. Okay, so the Senna of these hovers, the Senna was my favorite of the hovers. We've been actually waiting for Danny to finally pull it out. Danny has loved and put a lot of time in on actually supportive AD carry picks on the bottom side of the map. He actually played a bunch of Seraphine AD carry as well. It's not going to be that, though. It is going to be his Samira.
Okay, here's the thing. I like it, but it is a big confidence pick. If Danny feels good, if Danny gets a couple kills, I believe in Danny. If he starts to fall behind, Samira is a miserable champion to play.
So, funnily enough, when they were forming this EG team and they were pulling in, these more veteran players like Inspired, Impact, they actually had to make a video of Jojo and Danny's play to recruit Inspired, to convince him, like, hey, these are not just random rookies that we've got on the team. And I believe the Danny pentakill on Samira was included in that. So we shall see if he can repeat. He used the Samira once here at MSI to little effect, and there is much more importance on this game. With the Nautilus, this is a very, very kill-oriented lane towards bottom side. Nautilus, Samira, really, really potent all-in threat, and with a Gangplank and Nocturne ultimate ready for the Rs on the bottom side of the map as well. Definitely expect EG to try and get kills on Unified and Kaiwing. I'd say that's the best strat you can actually use against PSG, because Unified is the carry for this team.
Yeah.
He is the most critical part of this team in all of the success that PSG have had.
And when you look at reliable damage output, Unified is the guy, right? Like, Lee Sin can have great moments if Juhan gets ahead. Bae, yes, we've seen Vex be very impactful, but Kaisa is the reliable source of damage on this team. And you've got an Ornn, you've got a Leona, you've got a Lee Sin to disengage. You've got so many tools to make sure he can do what he wants to do. So if he gets shut down early, that feels like an easy path to victory for EG.
Definitely a big if, though, because Unified and Kaiwing have been monsters. Really, really strong performances from them. And of course, you've always got an Ornn problem for later to deal with. If left unattended, starting to upgrade Ornn items there for PSG later on into the game. Very secure team fight for them with the front line. And of course, the dive options. Anytime you've got Kaisa, Vex, and Ornn, easy access to the back line.
We're going to be trading dives back and forth. We got the GPRE Nocturne on one side.
Who's diving who? It's a circle of dive.
Who's the dived? Who's the divey?
Okay, so if all 4 members dive to the enemy backline, then all of a sudden, is that now your front line? If both teams send 4 members to it's Red Rover and they're just exchanging front lines?
I would say yes. Then we just see this sad 1v1 between Kaiwing and Danny. They both watch everyone else leap past them at light speed. Luckily, Danny wins that one. Pretty much. Not in the early levels, because Leona, Aftershock, Ignite, strong champion. But
a lot riding on this game for both of our regions.
Yeah. Kobe, you're completely right. I mean, I feel lighthearted. I feel like we're having a good time, but this is sort of do or die. Not completely at this point, but it does start to feel that way for both teams. It's not an elimination match, but ultimately EG can lock here, and PSG can get one step closer. PSG can guarantee at least a tiebreaker game. So it is big for both these teams. In our last game, it was just G2 with stakes on the line, but this time around, it's both squads. Everybody needs to be playing at top form.
All right, deep breaths then. In through the nose, hold, and out through the mouth. Okay.
Reset.
Any sort of deep wards going on? Ward on red buff here for PSG is going to alert them that by process of elimination, you will have a Nocturne starting top side. Nocturne, you can safely assume, will almost always be doing a full clear for the full first clear.
No.
So Unified and Kaiwing know they will have a possible 315, 330 visit from Nocturne if there's Scuttle Crab action going on.
Yeah. With Lee Sin clearing top 2 bot and now spotted out by this ward here. Also means that Danny and Vulcan are going to have to play a little bit careful. Luckily, they have the cleanse to get out of difficult situations, but the all-in won't favor them as the exhaust there from Unified does make things quite difficult. Of course, exhausting Inspired if he does come for a gank. Mitigates so much of that potential damage.
Impact with the trial by fire. Grasp, proc, and a Q in the back there. Gangplank early on, of course, level 1. Tales have been sung about this champion, Daniel, and many a top laner
the
have
tale
felt
is,
that burn.
Leave me alone, you angry pirate. Why do you have
nice
2 abilities at level 1?
The early barrel chains, I find the most impressive because the cooldown is still so long. You got to get those autos on the first one there.
It takes a year for the barrel
even
to tick
set it
down.
Up. Yeah, and so the most impressive early game barrel with a very low impact.
There it is. No pun intended. Impact takes over
You don't
level
know me.
3. I don't, yeah. Pun completely intended. Everything calculated, everything 5-head. Juhan moving in. Is opted to contest instead of going for his own blue buff. Inspired now moving in with the fear.
Yeah. Inspired Smite was not ready yet. It just comes off cooldown now. So Juhan was able to successfully steal away the largest of the popcorn chicken.
That stuff tastes good.
The best tasting.
Yeah, you don't want to lose it. The best chicken, not to go back to too much stuff.
I mean, Deficio came to visit the other day, and we all went out for
chicken.
For chicken, indeed. So
it's a chicken-themed stage. We've had a lot of different discussions on chicken.
True. Another early game Pharaoh from Impact Lane. Honestly, the poke at first doesn't really matter to Ornn, but if you're able to successfully whittle through all of the potions, and he's only got one more biscuit left here for Hanabi. Impact really does start to gain more presence for Inspired to control topside jungle, which for Nocturne.
Oh, without Jojo in trouble. No, it is so important, as you highlight. I think the other big thing that people forget about is that Ornn level 6 with Spellbook. This man will one-shot you. He picks Ignite, he all-ins you. So when you keep him low, it limits those opportunities. It limits the chance for Ornn to turn this lane.
All right, so Inspired's just going to finish off with the Scuttle Crab and then wrap back around for the Wolves that he skipped over in order to get down to bottom side earlier and try and throw off the timers from Juhan. But, of course, Juhan still got that critical Raptor steal. Meanwhile, early push in here from Bay, successful on the Vex. The Vex, of course, one of the most common counter picks into Ahri. We did not elaborate on because it is so frequent, but again, the burst champion, being able to make use of the passive as Ahri tries to jump around with ultimate and being able to interrupt those dashes. Very, very successful in mid-jungle 2v2s, but it looks like the jungles are going topside, and that's going to be our first 2v2.
Juhan spotted. More CC on the side of PSG, more damage on the side of EG. Impact
trying to bait.
Low overall. Now trying to get the fear locked up. Juhan can go back in, but instead it's just going to leap right out. Impact in the 1v1. Hanabi ahead in terms of health overall. They have to be careful here. Inspired winning his 1v1. It's a bit of a split fight. Jojopyun on the way up.
Impact.
Playing on the edge there.
So they see Kaiwing now. They've got full vision of the extra roam, and Vulcan on the minimap is going for the experience wave in mid. This is not a terrible thing, though. Because of the importance of Rift Herald, support's getting a solo wave of experience here for the rotation of your mid lane towards top is actually, could be, if he gets level 6 by 8 minutes, depending on the amount of further roaming that he does, could be big.
Danny going in, going for the Blade World aggressive trade in the 1v1. Obviously, very easy for him to come out on top, especially with the passive stacked, all that extra movement speed. But it's a fantastic thing to call out. Obviously, something we saw a lot in the past when Damwon Kia were at the top of the world. It was Barrel roaming into mid to leech a little bit of XP to get level 6 just a little bit ahead of the clock, and it can be so massive for any fights to come. Yeah.
Problem is that supports do so much roaming now that we have even had level 4 supports sometimes by 8 minutes, depending on how much camping you're doing through the jungle, looking for wards and stuff, and Vulcan only now getting back to lane to try and soak some extra CS experience up as well. Wave will be pushing towards them, so no reason for the EG bottom lane to extend themselves. Unified already has it going in their favor and should be able to get it right in time for this rotation through to Dragon.
Yeah, good use of the pressure that they have in the mid and bot lane to keep things going. So they're going to grab this first Drake. It looks like uncontested, although Inspired moving down, maybe looking for a sneaky play here, maybe looking to sap some XP. Level 6 is just around the corner.
So they show in lane just to hard push the bottom lane. Honestly, this is a really good window for PSG. Completely timing EG there. You mentioned mid lane was already pushed in as well, but definitely the benefits of syncing both your mid and bottom push. Really, really effortless first Dragon pickup here for PSG, which is very good considering they are the Ornn team, and their level 6 spike is going to be quite nasty. EG, of course, will have the extra global from top lane once Impact does feel like it's time to use it for a big play on bottom side. Everybody has summer spells, though, so no big vulnerabilities yet. And it's actually kind of difficult to secure those kills on all these targets with flashes.
The good news is, because Nocturne started top side, second blue is up faster, so Jojo should have blue, should be able to walk back to mid, get blue. Inspired will have 6, Impact will have ulti, and Herald should be a much, much easier fight, even if that Dragon was uncontestable. Have to see if that is what they opt for, as Bay, for now at least, has had total control of mid lane push.
So a lot of times what I'll do on Nocturne is just take second blue anyway. Of course, it's solo queue. Oh, he did take it. Okay, good.
Oh, dang.
So
All right.
a lot of times, yeah, Nocturne will just take second blue because second blue will be on for your first ultimate and get you to that level 6. So Inspired now is level 6 off of blue and Gromp and ready to try and punish this roam. Juhan, though, on Lee Sin, also level 6, and the Rift Herald's been started up.
Jojopyun stepping forward, trying to bait, it looks like, but Lee Sin is still in the area. Jojopyun has to be careful. That's the Cannon Barrage.
Vulcan.
Oh, hooking the minion, not what they wanted. Bay going in for Vamor, he's gonna get one! Absolute confidence from the PCS mid laner.
Hitting that Vex ultimate early, Bay just holding on to it, waiting for it. And again, this is why you counterpick with Vex. Goes in after the big chunk, bursts down Jojo, and the reward is going to be the Rift Herald. Jojo will be alive, but he doesn't have his teleport ready, so I don't know. EG are bringing up Samira. They're actually going to fight this. Kaisa is bottom side. It'll be a 4v4 with Jojo running from base.
Such a gamble. If this goes wrong, the entire game's going to turn against him. The gold was dead even, but Vulcan's just going to get knocked down. Inspired going into the midst of the entire team. Danny wants the reset. He denies the Ornn ultimate. Inferno trigger. Danny, this is his time. There's too many members waiting in the area. Can he get more kills? Juhan now running for his life. Hanabi retreating as well. An absolute bloodbath. It looked like disaster, but somehow EG have hold on. They've stopped the Herald for now. Hanabi on the escape.
EG only got 1 kill out of that, though, and a lot of resources. Let's see if it actually becomes worth it. Mid lane, or bottom lane, was only pushed in, so, you know, Unified didn't get any turret plates or anything in payment for it, but I really thought that was a good setup from PSG. They turn and they get off of Herald, and my goodness, the investment there, Daniel, just to stop the Rift Herald. They do get the extra kill, but here's another look at the start. Again, so Kaiwing goes in, and Jojo's trying to bait, but this is where the ultimate lands, and then Bay holds onto it. As Jojo's burning down, once everybody's far enough away, he goes in for the burst, gets the double fear on Vulcan, so Vulcan gets moved up towards the top side too. Just a beautiful assassination there from Bay, but then EG make the call. Danny, get up here. We're fighting this. We are not giving it away, and it starts to get messy. Vulcan flashes, still goes down. Inspired then flashing into the entire team. Danny as well, and Inspired gets off the spell shield, does go down. They give up the extra kill, and in the end, it's only the 1 picked up for EG, 2 more kills for PSG, and they still can return to this Rift Herald.
And I mean, it's good. The goal still remains pretty even. PSG back in control of the area, but it looks like it could be another fist fight. Danny isolated on the bottom side. We were an immortal shield bow.
The patience is gone.
Away. Oh, hold that thought. Lee Sin now just going to get burst down before the fight even kicks off. They're not giving Bay the chance to do it one more time. The fear comes out, but Jojopyun still on the hunt. Bay running.
Yeah, no flash.
Good stun comes out, but it's just going to buy a little bit of space. The double kill for EG. That is big.
The war of the Rift Herald, PSG versus EG. This was round 2, Daniel. All right, PSG, they won round 1. EG come back strong in round 2. They get it, and it seems like they've got supremacy over the Rift Herald now. They've been fighting over this objective for a good 2.5 minutes.
Kobe, I'm going to be honest. If that first one had gone worse, I thought the game was over. The fact that EG stayed their ground, that they came back, that they forced that fight there is so good now, because not only do they have the gold lead from all these kills that they're now getting, they're going to extend that gold lead with the power of this Herald.
It does mean that they've left less resources on bottom side, and Danny did get pushed in. The reason why EG were able to have an extra person, of course, up at the first round of Rift Herald fight, the Great Rift Herald War, as we'll now refer to it, was that, you know, Danny on the Samira had been able to push in bottom lane. That's why Unified only got to get CS, didn't get to get pushed up to the tower in the first instance, and had to go for the recall. But this time around, they're actually able to wait. Vulcan gets back in time, and EG, while they were able to finally get that Rift Herald, and they've got time to use it before the 14-minute mark and those plates fall off, PSG will continue with the dragon stacking. And 2 is not necessarily a problem. 2 is a trend. 3 is definitely a problem. And of course, you know, 4 is the actual soul. So we shall get back to our Rift Herald.
Yes. Good math with Kobe. 1 hook plus 3 other abilities equals a deadly sin. There's some more math for you as Bay runs. And of course, no flash because
you've
of the
got 3 members of EG traveling from Rift Herald, and Bay moving at approximately 3 meters per second. Which one dies?
How does it feel to finally use your college degree, Kobe? How does it feel?
If that's what an engineering degree gets you, then I've been ripped off.
I assumed it was that and a bunch of debt. I assumed that was about it. All right, Danny pushing it bottom side. Of course, Kraken Slayer has been finished for Unified. Have to hope for Danny's sake that he has finished Shield Bow. I don't think there are very few champions in the game more dependent on that first mythic than Samira, so really important to get that one. And
I'm actually sweating out here. It's
Take
so
your
warm in the
off.
studio.
Why do you have a jacket on still? The camera's not on us. You don't have to impress it.
I have to impress you, okay?
No,
don't sell yourself short.
I'm impressed, my friend.
Thank you.
You're good at math. You got a quick wit. You're delirious from not sleeping. You're everything I could want in a co-caster. And, well, EG, they've got everything they could want in a mid laner as Jojo is 3-1. That said,
40 seconds left on this Rift Herald to acquire plate money. And everybody knows, if you let your first Rift Herald go without getting plate money, then... Oh, never mind.
There it is. 1, 2, 3, shut down.
Ooh.
It's so fast I don't even have time to talk about it. That was incredibly clean from the PSG. One moment, Jojopyun is caught sleeping, and it's going to cost them, and it might cost them a plateless Herald. CC coming out, I going to get interrupted, but nope, the charge will come through, so at least a bit of money over to the side of EG.
Yeah, Inspired getting it. If you activate the Rift Herald, always feels good for the jungler. You're going to get the money. Jojo, though, man, this Vex counter pick. Bay has been pinpoint accuracy with the ultimate, constantly blowing him up. If that happens during a team fight, it's actually even worse because you can actually do something with the reset of the Vex ultimate and go back in for round number 2. But these 2 assassinations that they've gotten so far on him have been really well timed. It still did not actually give them enough time to kill the Rift Herald, but it did mean EG didn't get to push in with it and get more.
And this is huge for PSG. Again, there are huge stakes in this game. Reminder, EG win, they are through. PSG win, they are guaranteed at least a tiebreaker. But it's big for PSG looking forward because, I mean, Juhan and Bay were kind of the odd guys out. We always looked at the bot lane and the top side. These are the reliable players we know them to be. Juhan and Bay a little bit all over the place, especially in stage 1. But in stage 2, they've been getting better and better, and I feel like the criticisms I've been hearing about Bay have been getting quieter and quieter as this has gone on, because right now, these are the 2 guys who are making stuff happen.
Yeah, where are you now? Getting kind of quiet, huh?
Where are you now, haters?
Jojo, you're pretty rich. I saw you at the top of the gold ladders. What's up now, kid? Is that
Yeah, that wasn't quite what I had in mind, but I like it. It's definitely more compelling.
That was the that was the dramatic reenactment.
Yeah, that said he is still 1, 2, and 3, so maybe I should wait before we try to sell that as the story. But definitely the plays have been clean. Lee Sin, the beneficiary of those kills, and ahead of the Nocturne 4 now, so looks pretty solid for the side of PSG. EG holding on to the gold lead, though. PSG with the Dragons an advantage.
All right, Trinity Force done on the top side for Impact. Level 11 for rank 2 Gangplank ultimates. And again, bottom side, so much pressure here because they have that Gangplank ultimate, because they have Nocturne ready to go. PSG always have to wait and catch the minion wave at the remnants of their tower. It's just really a matter of time of when EG push that go button to the bottom side to finish up that bottom tower. And again, first, ooh, that was
hit the wall. I think that was a dead
There's some
Vulcan.
hooks you throw out and you're like, you know what? I'm glad it didn't hit. But bottom side, again, the first turret bonus is basically an extra plate of money. So it's not, game breaking, but it certainly is an extra bonus that you'd love to have, especially when you are, a team like EG trying to get as much money funneled into Danny as possible. Samira, a much earlier spiking AD carry, but Shield Bow now gives you the confidence to jump in to the middle of these team fights, try and get those super high value YouTube highlight Inferno trigger plays off.
And we'll see the second item looks like it's going to be Lord Dominic's, so it makes it that much easier to make those plays happen when you can start to ignore a lot of the armor that Hanabi is putting together. Keep in mind it is triple AD.
I'm sorry. I mean, he's
already...
already...
That was a lot of passion for a cannon, dude. You sound like the Secret Lab ad.
So, people always say the laners, never mind. We're going to have a big fight, so let's get on topic here. Vulcan flash.
Flash over the wall. Whiffs, goes into the wall, but that's going to be the Kaisa getting isolated off to the side for now. They're just focusing on burning down Bay before the fight even starts. This is big. EG have the momentum. Danny, 3 stacks, looking for that A rank, looking for that S rank. He's going up. Is he going to pass his classes? We're going to find out. Ooh. That's coming through, waiting to go over the wall, taking his time on this one. The trigger will fall away if he doesn't auto something soon. Keeping the stacks going. Will ult the blue buff. Another pick going over for Jojo.
When you've got Gangplank and Nocturne ultimates ready, again, you're just itching to use them, Drakos. So.
Vulcan. a rough hook.
He heard you and he gave you a thumbs up. He's like, what? What do you want? Ram his thumbs up. Okay, Drakos, I heard you. What do you want? We just won the fight. We're going to get the dragon. We're stopping their stacking. Again, it's just a matter of time when you have these globals here. Nocturne and Gangplank ultimate. Honestly, it was a really nice prep, though, for it, because more important, you can always use those globals, but more important is the rest of the members. And the timing there from EG, getting in with the extra vision and flashing over this mid-brush wall right on top of PSG. They immediately assassinate him. Nocturne ultimate actually back into their own team. So here's another look. Vulcan's going for Unified, but does force the flash out of him. And they're like, you know what? We'll take Bay, sure. You know, Ornn flashes out, and Vex comes right into the middle. Those are the types of plays that you get when Nocturne turns out the lights. PSG, one member in, one member out. It's the most underrated part of Nocturne is not just the dash in, but of course the disharmony it sows in the enemy team, and those sorts of plays where, you know, one member in, the other member out, looks like a super free kill and a super free objective for EG. Round 2 though.
Hold that thought, hook and a character on the support waiting now. Inspired is to use the ult. Is going to try to isolate Kaisa off the side. Remember, she can't see anybody else.
No
trying
flash.
to dash away. No flash means Unified down before the fight even begins. Now it's Bay flashing from Jojo. Absolute confidence. The knockup's now coming in. Impact off to the side. Barrel's getting stacked, and there's so much damage. Inferno trigger and a double for Danny. Make it 3. The Herald to fall as well, and suddenly EG are wiping the floor with PSG.
Nah, man. Rejoice, North America. EG are looking like they're going to run this one straight to the base. Another clean pickoff mid-game fights. Huge stuff. Inspired knows, guess what? They forced the flash out of Kaisa in the previous fight, so there is nothing stopping him from going on the isolated Unified. Everybody else from EG jumping in, and Jojo, what a beautiful flash Everfrost over the edge of the Baron wall there to ensure that they pick up 2 more kills. And they're just winning these fights as soon as they start them. Just incredibly clean. Back-to-back mid-game teamfight wins for EG. Whenever you get that sort of momentum in a game, honestly, it just makes it feel like PSG are going to have to come out with miracles at this point to get back into it. Inspired, beautiful job, isolating and jumping on, and then boom, there's that flash Everfrost we were talking about into the beautiful chain. Danny following it up as well.
And the thing is, in an even state, it feels impossible for PSG to play these fights out if EG pulled the trigger first. Because you lose the vision, which means Bay can't follow up on any ultis, which means Unified can't use his ult to really move around the fight. He's just stuck where he is. And when they're ahead, in any circumstance, it feels impossible, because that's a collector Gangplank. That's 2 items on Danny. That's the Shadow Flame on Jojo. Everybody out-itemizing their individual opposition. And now EG are so far ahead that short of an absolute disaster, Kobe, and I say that, well aware of the history of NA and these high-pressure stakes, high-pressure matches, this is an EG victory. They have all the tools they need to win this game.
Okay, now that you've spoken the word, all right, we're doomed. I'm ready for the comeback now for PSG. How does it happen is really the only question left to be answered.
Well, they don't have like a traditional hyperscaling carry. Don't get me wrong, Kaisa is a hyperscaling carry, but it's not a sit in the back line, keep everybody around you, protect you kind of carry.
Hanabi is approaching 13, so he can upgrade his own item then. And they will be able to stack them out now, so should be able to upgrade his own item, and then PSG will have scaling possibilities towards very burst-focused dive, though. So the problem for PSG is that EG have the initiative. When they have Nocturne on their team, you can turn out the lights, you get to start the fight on your terms, and it's taking away one of the biggest strengths of this PSG comp, which is them going for the initiation. If you get to start it out with Ornn, Vex, Leona combinations, obviously you're going to have a much more successful team fight on your hands. And if they get one of those, there are objective bounties up now. So we have the possibilities here for PSG to still come back into it. But if EG again get to start their fight out with a Nocturne plus Gangplank ultimate, definitely looks good.
And Baron, obviously a big question. EG don't have a true tank in the traditional sense, but they do have 4 damage sources, so it would be a fast Baron, even if admittedly they take a decent amount of damage. For now, they focus on breaking down the mid lane tier 1. PSG trying to stay grouped. They know if a single member splits off and if they're on vision, Inspired can fly in with a bit of GP ult backup and ruin their lives immediately. So for PSG, the name of the game is holding the line, surviving. getting a bit more time, looking for a pick. Going in on the impact, they see that Jojopyun's not in the fight. They think maybe it's our time to shine, but they have no way to reactivate the Vex ult to get to the backside because the Nocturne ult takes away everything. Instantly, Jojo TP's in, and things are going from bad to worse. Yes, it's a tanky Ornn, but everyone else is going to get dropped. Unify trying to leap into the backside, but he leaps right into the waiting arms of Danny, the Inferno Trigger, the S rank ready to go. Hanabi getting cut down as well. EG looking for a little bit more. Vulcan going in with the hook. He's going to get him. Follow up from Danny.
Back here.
The passive Danny. Spin, spin, spin. It's a golden bay though, but not nearly enough time to survive that one. Shell-shocked as Vulcan and EG find the fight.
Vulcan channeling the Scorpion there, pulls him back, and the evil geniuses have scaled their way straight through the Rumble stage. They are blasting PSG 23 minutes into the game, and now I feel safe to say they are running this one over.
5-0-7 for Danny, 7-2-7 for Jojo. And the thing is, Inspired 2-1-8, it's not the flashy scoreline, but these Nocturne ults have been disgusting.
You know what that does to your team comms, Daniel? I can't see, I can't see. It's a good initiation here, and you think they're going to get the blast combo, but all of a sudden, Nocturne ultimate, and they can't see. I can't see, I can't see. What do we do? Everybody trying to kite backwards, and Jojo on Ahri here, the perfect one to follow up. They get the first assassination, then he gets into the backline to charm Bay. And by that time, even though the first kill was on the support, was on the Leona, both carries have also been neutralized. So EG can then dive multiple turrets here. Then Vulcan just on the outside, right at the entrance to those base gates, denies Juhan entrance into his own base. And they finish off the final kill as well.
Clean from EG. Now they are so far ahead that they begin beating them with their wallets portion of the game. It's nigh insurmountable.
They turn out the lights so they can't see, and then just start throwing money at them from different directions.
It's like a roll of quarters in a sock. It's not a good time. And for PSG, you have to feel because the early game was so solid. Bay, Juhan working well together, Unified and Kaiwing doing fine in their individual laning. But once Inspired got off that ultimate around the second of the Great Rift Herald fights, the game fell apart.
And I also want to shout out the Anathemas, because that's one of my favorite things for especially Nocturne, to be able to build in competitive play. In solo queue, you almost always go for a Death Stance because, yeah, you want a 1v9 carry and survive longer, but Anathemas does so much in shutting down an enemy carry. The tenacity increase, or tenacity reduction, thereby increasing the length of your CCs on that carry, is really underestimated with this item. And so Inspired can jump in, and then, Charms, his fear, everything gets extended, and it makes it so Unified does not get to do any sort of work on this Kaisa. He's been locked down. He's 0-2. As we highlighted at the beginning of the match, he has been the success story for PSG. He is the crux of this team, the hardest of carries, and EG have completely shut him down.
And honestly, a lot by just fighting away from him. He was isolated on the bottom side. He was getting a gold advantage. He was ahead of Danny in terms of CS, but Danny was the one roaming to the play. Fought away from him in the early game, and it's really paid off. Now, the lead feels insurmountable. It is an open, exposed inhibitor. Baron has not fallen yet. EG not looking to take any big risks as far ahead as they are. They do not want to throw this game. This is still their game to qualify. If they win here, they qualify for top 4. After what has been such overall, up until the last few days, if we look at the first few days, we look at the 4 losses to G2, the 4 wins over Order. EG have not been happy with the performance, NA fans have not been happy with the performance, but the rate at which they have improved has been incredible.
I think that's, well, never mind. We'll readjust and take our learnings after this game is over.
Certainly. Pick going to start off. That's a jungler gone. Nocturne ult is going to fade away. Target is still marked for Bay to leap in on. He is going to go immediately to the backside. He gets a little bit of damage down, but he just doesn't have the stats to get it done. Inspired is just tearing through his team. Impact there as well. Hanabi, yeah, he's a tank, but he's not peeling for anybody. There's nothing left to do. Inspired's going to grab that kill, and EG don't even need to take the Baron. They can just walk down mid.
Exactly. Impact here looking for the stragglers. Hanabi burning down, slowing down.
Oh, man. Bay, they've got the man advantage, but they're not sure if they can walk forward. So Kobe, tell me, you're okay. Were you happy would you have been happy without a top 4?
So you could follow. I would not have been happy without a top 4, but follow the curve. Hair wasted no time. Look at that emote as well. Smug about it. Impact says, I know you saw that, and what are you gonna do about it? We're gonna take Baron that much quicker. we've got dinner scheduled, okay?
This man flashes over your Baron wall and starts autoing the Baron. What do? Nothing. You sit there. He's got 3 items.
Teleport comes in. Let's take a look at the turn. Again, EG with the Nautilus, with the Ahri. You don't get to move. Juhan's instantly dead. Jungler deleted, successful already. And then look at Unified. We're talking about how hard it is for him to play the game. A Nocturne with Anathemas jumps on you. The Fear Tether goes off while Gangplank ult is slowing you. You can't play the game at all.
Yep. And so you get collected at the end. You tick down to 5% one time. You get deleted. Gangplank gets a bit of extra money.
Yeah.
And you could see the frustration. There's just nothing. You can't. You're so far behind, even if you did fine in your laning phase, that there is nothing. You can't play the game.
Yeah. So let's follow the path though for EG, since we do have time as they push in with their. I mean, technically a 1-3-1, I guess, but 3 members are in jungle. But should be a 4-1 with Nocturne ultimate ready. You can always just jump over. But they came into this tournament focused on learning and improving and very ready to sustain losses from a lot of these Pool 1 seeds. And they did that. It's been according to the plan here. And they've really taken that learning into account and implemented it on stage.
Oh, kick back Juhan. That's going to be big. That's a fight. Danny now dashing out. They're just too strong. Bay in the middle of everyone. They're landing every single skill, but it just does not matter. Papa Impact coming through with the pistol, making it work. The triple for the GP. Unified has to run, and that's going to be it. EG standing tall. Unified going to get hooked in the end. Vulcan a bit of redemption for some of those early game hooks. EG will find their way into the top 4, Kobe. They have taken notes, they have learned, they have adapted, and they will prove themselves worthy of top 4 at MSI.
There's a famous saying in League of Legends, and that is, lose is improve. EG have done just that here at MSI. Really, really proud of this team.
As you should be.
Incorporating the younger rookies with the veterans. Impact, Vulcan, Inspired, doing so much, with the younger guys, and it's all come together at the right time. There was an interview with Peter Dunn as well, talking about how they were still hiding some technology. So I'm incredibly excited for the best of series, because this game we had already seen the Samira. We had seen little peeks of it. There was one game already, not quite as successful. So. Nothing completely new shown this time around. Inspired obviously has used Nocturne before. This champ has been banned out, so definitely very, very promising future.